Is this not working? Oh, yes it is. I don't know if my mic is just not being picked up or if OBS doesn't show the audio levels properly, but anyway, welcome back to the stream. Happy Saturday morning. I don't know what we're going to be doing today. I guess we'll figure that out. I've got a bunch of stuff in the to-do list, and a lot of the biggest work has been finished. The biggest work that needs to be done before the playtest has been finished, so that's good. The tutorial is done. I think that's feeling pretty good. We fixed a very tricky bug yesterday, and yeah, we've got all kinds of work done. So I think today is going to be kind of like an odds and ends kind of day. We'll see what needs to be addressed, and maybe we'll do something fun because I do want to spend some time adding some new content to the game as well before the playtest. But we are fast approaching the end of the month, so yeah, we'll see. We will see. But anyway, again, if you are interested in Alka Mortis, you can wishlist it on Steam. It's available for wishlisting now. And also, you can look at supporting the Patreon if you're interested in that. If you subscribe to the Patreon for at least 1 month at this top tier here, I'm going to send you an Alka Mortis Steam key when the game launches, and your name will be listed in the in-game Alka Mortis credits. So if you want to have your name listed in the credits of a game that's going to go hyper mega successful, then definitely consider doing that. Also, with the playtest coming up, you will get 1 week of early access to the playtest if you are an active Patreon subscriber. So if you want to try the playtest before anyone else, you can subscribe to Patreon. Otherwise, the public playtest will be available after the Patreon early access period. And you could also consider purchasing my courses if you want to learn how to build games in the Godot engine. Anyway, all of those things are linked below. The Discord is also linked below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And let's get right into it. Hello, Clickertail. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hello, Wayne. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Ninja Link. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Nick. Welcome back. Always good to see you. Always good to see you. Welcome back, everybody. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on in my to-do list here. All right, so these two are not relevant. Update sound effects. We're not going to do that on stream. Prevent recalculation of locked cells in every read-in board inventory component. Maybe we'll do that. We got to do some work on the update on the map tooltip UI. So yeah, maybe we'll play around with that a little bit. Allow opening combat log after final boss, and add obelisk power for new grow board event. So this one's going to be important, and also allow opening combat log after final boss. That one is probably going to be important as well. Update map node tooltips. Prevent recall. Let's do this one. This one should be relatively quick. And this is just a minor thing. It's not really causing any problems right now, but it's kind of bothering me. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. So that card is talking about inside of the board inventory component. I've got a unlocked cells here. And what that is doing is that is just recalculating a hash set every time. Now, that's not necessarily a problem, but I'm reading unlocked cells in a lot of places. So, yeah, I think it would be nice to just figure that out, I guess. So there's no need to like recalculate this every time. This could probably just be cached like these other ones here. So we have locked cells, valid grid cells. So yeah, the unlocked cells are the cells that are not locked. Why am I even using... Oh, I see. So I just don't want to return locked cells for any of the grid operations in this inventory component here. Try place card at sequential position. Right, okay. So some of this stuff could be reversed. Like I could do if locked cells contains grid position, if locked cells... Well, actually, is that right? That's not the same thing. Try place card of position, can place card of position. Because the unlocked cells is all of the valid grid cells except the locked cells. So the valid grid cells, this is basically just all the cells that are on the board. So if I've got a 3x3 board, that would be 9 cells. But if I had 2 locked cells on the board, then there would only be 7 unlocked cells, right? Hello, Neozoid. Didn't even try to decode my previous message. Oh, was there another message? Uh-oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It must have gone completely over my head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nick. So, unlocked cells here. I don't know. Let me see where locked cells is being modified. So basically, wherever locked cells is being modified is where I need to change. Yeah, so it looks like the locked cells are only being modified in a couple of places. So that's the place where I would need to change the unlocked cells. And this is... So this is a private... Okay, so let's do this instead. Let's change this to... Let's rename this to lowercase unlocked cells. And then we will store this. So private read-only hash set vector 2i unlocked cells. Here. And then... Oh my gosh, I can't type today. Okay. Alright. We're going to give up. That's it for the stream today. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we get rid of those. Actually, this I'm gonna need. Okay, so now wherever I am assigning locked cells, we need to just basically do unlocked cells is equal to that. Why is that not working? Oh, it's a read only? Well, we're not going to make that read-only. That would be silly. Okay, unlock cells is equal to that. Unlock cells is equal to that. Unlock cells is equal to that. I suppose I could make a method for that, but maybe I should do that. Dang it. All right. Private void, update, unlocked cells. Okay. Scroll all the way back up here. Update, unlocked cells. Okay, and then there's only a couple more positions where this is being updated. Lock cells clear, lock cells add. Grow board and direction. Yeah, so then we want to do update, unlocked cells. Okay. Anywhere else where I'm changing the locked cells? No. Okay. So that should be functionally equivalent. And then, yeah, the unlocked cells. We could simplify some of this. So I might do that. I think YouTube is preventing it from going through. Haha, never mind. Oh, I see. Is there a link in your message or something? I don't know. You can feel free to, well, I guess, if you want to try to reformat it, but Not even a 15-minute stream would be criminal, yeah. I stayed up a little bit too late. It was just numbers. Oh, YouTube was like, nope, get out of here with that spam. I'm guessing you were doing yummers and some kind of numerical code. Is that, am I right? Was it yummers? Oh yeah. You got it. All right, all right. So I did decode it. I didn't even need the message. That's how smart I am. I'm so predictable, yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get the OG yummers today. We'll see. We'll see. So I think this is basically done. I just want to kind of clean up a little bit of. This can just be, oh, unlock cells order by. That's probably okay. There goes the cat already. So unlocked cells here. So I was kind of avoiding doing a bunch of recalculations and for loops by assigning the previous like computed value of unlocked cells to a variable, but I don't need to do that anymore. So we'll just clean that up. Again, this is not like super important, but you know, doesn't hurt to clean things up a little bit. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're okay. So obviously I should just do my due diligence and do a little bit of testing here to make sure I didn't break anything, but I'm pretty sure that's just a one-to-one replacement. The only place where the lock cells are being updated was in those like 3 or 4 locations, and I'm just updating that locked cells or unlocked cells hash set anytime one of the locked cells or anytime the lock cells hash set changes. So we'll just go into the game here and then we'll... Ah, it's broken. Uh-oh, argument out of range. This is the seed here. Oh, interesting. Now it's broken again with a different seed, so something's wrong. Board configuration model. Upgrade random card. Why is this happening all of a sudden? Card positions. Enemy board generator. Board configuration model board.generate generation args. This returns a board configuration model. Why is this breaking all of a sudden? What did I change? Oh, maybe I broke something. Is there an early return somewhere where it's not updating the locked cells? It shouldn't actually affect the enemy board generation at all, but I suppose there's an easy way to test this. Stash. Board inventory updates. So we stash that, let's put that back, run the game. Maybe I broke it somewhere else. Oh, nope, it's broken. One of the changes I made broke it. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So there's something in here that broke my board generation somehow. All right. Let me just see if I can deduce what happened here. So get cards in row, cell to check, while unlocked cells contain cell to check. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. Grow board and direction. This should not take place. That grow board and direction shouldn't take place in the enemy board generation, so I don't think that's the case. Unlock cells except occupied cells excluding 4 card. Okay. A lot of these were just renaming that variable. Unlock cells contain cell to check. For each of our cell and unlock cells. If unlocked cells contains neighbor. Combat configuration, board configuration model. Seated run. Oh, that's weird. When are you planning to release the game, though? Hello, December A. First half of this year is the ideal release timeline. So the latest at June, I guess. I think we're getting close to the game being like nailed down from a game, like core gameplay standpoint. And so the major work, well, assuming that the playtest goes well, assuming that everything is feeling pretty good, I think the next big things to do are to add the rest of the content. I'm going to add multiple playable characters. There has to be a permanent progression or meta progression system that gets added. And then all the, the other things like controller support, achievements, all that kind of stuff need to be added as well. So it's going to be a tight timeline, I think. I'm going to have to work pretty hard at it, but we will see. What are you working on? I was just updating something in my board inventory component here, and now it's broken my enemy board generation, so I need to figure out what the heck is going on there. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. It's always generous, so it's always good to see you. And of course, Yummers. I was just asking earlier, or I was just saying earlier, I wonder if we're going to get the OG Yummers, and we got it. So welcome. Will you release a demo on Steam, or will it just be playtest and then the release? Yeah, there will be a demo. So when it's for sale on Steam, there will be a demo that you can download and try. And I think that's the way to go. That seems to be the consensus, is that you should just have a demo for your game that people can try. Yummers. Why did this break? I don't understand this. Okay, I guess what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and debug. We'll let that error get caught. And then we can look at card positions. Card positions is 0. So let's kind of work backwards and figure out where this card positions is being assigned. upgrade random card. So I think I have my call stack here. So upgrade random card. See, that's not, because this generate combat encounter, get target score, generate combat configuration. It's going to do the enemy board generator in here. Generate. So it's going to return a board configuration model. So where is card positions in here? Place guaranteed cards. Board inventory component, try place card at position. Oh wait, where is this being assigned? Get cards, get total, upgrade random card. Board configuration model. Board generate. So this returns a board configuration model. Board inventory component to board configuration model. Here we go. So this has no cards on board. So if I put a breakpoint there and I restart, that means that there's going to be no cards on board probably. Oh wait. Is this not happening first? Initialize tiles, place guaranteed cards, generate board, configuration model here, board dimensions. Yeah, there's no card positions. So I guess it's just failing to place cards. Can place card at position. What did I change? What was fundamentally different about what I'm doing here? Can place card at position. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's a spot that I missed. Oh. Yeah, I know what I did. So this unlocked cells, it's not only going to be updated whenever locked cells update, it's also going to be updated whenever the valid cells change. I see. So actually, wherever I'm also assigning valid grid cells, here, set board dimensions, yeah. I need to do update unlocked cells here as well. That's probably the issue. I think that's the only place where valid grid cells is going to be changing. Yeah, okay. That should do it. I think I fixed it. I should have thought about that earlier, but I'm a little slow today. That's all right. Sometimes you get those days. All right, we're in. We are in. Back into the world of Alchemortis. I guess I should give this world a name. All right, transforms 3 nearby nodes into combat nodes. We'll just step through this and make sure everything is working as expected. Blood reward is increased by 3. So I think we should maybe spend some time reworking that UI a little bit. But, ooh, 2 dowsing rods. I thought I prevented that. Hold on, I want to change that to, well, let's do this. Tweak board inventory component. I thought I made it so that combat reward RNG or combat configuration. I don't want it to drop duplicate cards. Get reward cards. Pick modified cards. Allow duplicates as false. Okay, so that's not working. it should not be picking the same card twice, because that doesn't make sense, right? If you can only choose one card, then having a duplicate card in your result is basically like having two choices, right? Instead of three. So why is this not working? Allow duplicates. Oh. Is allowed duplicates never being used? Well, that would explain that. I really don't have any duplicates in here. Pick cards args. Yeah, it's never even referencing the allow duplicates. Okay. Did I break that? I guess I must have broken that. All right, well, we'll figure out. Let me just write that down as a bug. We're finding new things to work on. Isn't that exciting? It's time for Game Dev once again. Welcome, Jackie Daytona. Always good to see you. Alka Worldis. We'll see how far I go with the lore and the world building in this game. I think it would be fun to do for sure, but, you know, I got to keep the scope in line too. Okay, so how are we going to do duplicates? Oh, there's an allow duplicates here. So I'm just not passing that into here. args.allow duplicates. There we go. Let me just make sure this works as well. If allow duplicates else. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I don't really know how to test this beyond just observing and making sure that doesn't happen again. But it wasn't even passing that flag into the underlying pick function, so that should fix it. Go to reagents. So that's one thing that I want to do as well. Give a new ability to the Banshee head, and then also I want to create a reagent for adding echo. Create reagent art for adding echo. Because I think the Banshee head would be better served as just a normal card that the player can get. It's not really like a reagent in the way that I've drawn it. So I think this would just be more appropriate as a player card, and I'll come up with something else for the actual reagent there. Hello, Monkey Software. Welcome back to the stream. What app are you using to keep track of tasks? It's Obsidian with the Kanban plugin. Hello, V. Welcome back. Good to see you as always. Man, I hope you guys like this playtest. This playtest probably has the most new changes between any other playtest. So we'll see. The playtests are always a little bit nerve-wracking because it's like, I want them to be a step forward, and I don't want to hear from players, oh no, what you had before was better. But we'll see. Let's give the Banshee a new ability, and maybe we'll work on doing a reagent, a different type of reagent. So anyone have any theme ideas for a reagent that can add echo to adjacent cards? So let me just pull that up. Test player cards. Just turn that on. So here's the Banshee head. So we need an idea for art for an for Echo. Cat, can you stop? Oh yeah. Come here. Come here. Come here. Woo! Uh-oh. Did the stream stop? No, it didn't. The two-pronged thingy that connects to vibrations. Oh, like a tuning fork? Yeah, we could do a tuning fork. Wonder how I can make that visually interesting, though. There was that vocal cord of a bat idea. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how I would draw that. So we got a tuning fork, vocal cord of a bat. Let's see. I mean, I don't even know what vocal cords look like. Do I dare Google it? I won't show it on stream just in case. Oh, vocal cords do not look like what I thought they looked like. You learn something new every day. Ew. Yeah, I don't know how I would draw that, honestly. Maybe just a bat head. Yeah, it could be a bat head. Yeah, we could try that. Problem is, I guess I could draw that as like a 1x1 card. Hera's cursed chord. Hera being the one who cursed Echo in Greek myth. Interesting. A string or stringed instrument. Tuning fork works echo-wise, but it's an alchemical ingredient. Right, so it's got to be like an alchemical ingredient. And of course, I can make stuff up too. Like, I can just come up with something that's totally not real. So, it doesn't have to be real. Obviously, there are real ideas in here, but like, banshees aren't real, right? Dragons aren't real. I got dragon scales there. Gold isn't real, right? So, you know, we've got a bunch of stuff that's just like made up. So that is also an option. Philosopher's Stone, Elixir of Immortality. Oh, those are artifacts. Oops. Where are my reagents? Here we go. Theme ideas. Borax, Beast Claw. I already did a Beast Claw. Snake Oil. Okay, cat. Shrima, no. Okay, these cats are just bouncing off the walls. We have gold as an alchemical ingredient as well, so it doesn't have to be something you could conceivably cook. Right, yeah. A bone. Yeah, a bone. Son of a bee. Let's maybe just try a bat head. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we'll give it a shot and we'll see what happens. Can I do that in a 1x1? We are gonna try. Bat head. Create. That does make sense thematically, so that's why I like that idea. But let me see if I can actually do it. I gotta redraw the frog as well. Oh no. Okay. Load default palette. Do a new layer. All right, let's see if I can do it. So we've got... Let's see. Okay, that's looking good so far. We got to do big. Okay. I think that's looking good. That's good for a head shape. Let's do... We want this to be pointy and round at the same time. There we go. Okay. I think maybe this one over here, move it over a little bit. Maybe it could be skinnier as well. Yeah. Okay, that might work. So I think the shape is all right. So now let's just do... I'm just going to do another layer and kind of draw over that. We'll do this. Yeah, I think this is working. Just make this darker back here. Something like that. Then we can fill this in. Okay. The nose part. He looks kind of cute. He looks too cute. Make this darker. Okay. Do I want to put, let me think. I think I might want to do something like this. This piece here. I think that's fine. Maybe this is a little bit too big. So maybe I'll bring this in slightly. Oh my gosh. Azir, can you stop, please? Unfortunately, you cannot reason with cats, so that's not ideal. Oh yeah, I like that shape better. Yeah, that's a better shape. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. That looks pretty good, and then maybe I'll just... is that good? Let's see. Wazir, get down. You know you're not supposed to be up there. Come on. Every time I start streaming, this is a bad habit. Do I need to start locking you out of this room when I'm streaming? No? Okay. I don't know. I think that's, maybe that's respectable. Maybe that's respectable. A xylophone. Don't like the orange though. Make him albino. Could make him albino. Is a single white pixel a tooth? Yes. Yeah. Up and left was the one. Can you try giving him 2 little fangs below the nose? I could try. I don't think that's gonna look as good. We can try making this a different color, maybe. An albino one. Yeah, it's hard to make that work. Bat? It is a bat. Yeah, look at that. We got somebody who recognized it as a bat. Honestly, I think it's probably okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably in quit while I'm ahead territory here. Maybe I'll do a black eye instead of the dark purple one. I think it's respectable. I think it reads as a bat. A single tooth looks better. Yeah. That's the thing about like pixel art is like, you may think like, oh, I need to add multiple teeth, but what you're really doing, like pixel art is almost like a form of impressionism. This is just my opinion as an uneducated art history student. But yeah, pixel art is like impressionism in that you're just trying to convey the impression of the thing that you're drawing, and that may entail like not drawing it accurately. So for example, the spider that I drew only has 6 legs, but it reads as a spider. And the reason it doesn't have 8 legs is because the art, given my size constraints, would have been way too busy, right? So the problem with pixel art is it's very easy to make it too busy and too muddy, and that can actually, you know, in the attempt to add more detail, it can actually make your art less readable. So in this case, like adding a single tooth is like, yeah, a bat has a bunch of teeth, like canines and fangs and stuff. But when you're on a small canvas size like this, I'm just trying to get the impression like there's teeth there, right? And if I can accomplish that with a single pixel, then that's how I'll do it, right? That's one of the things that at least I've learned while doing pixel art is that sometimes when you try to add more detail, it actually makes it less detailed in a weird way. Makes it less readable as a piece of art. Reads more like a rat right now. Maybe shorten the snout. Well, bats have long snouts. Bats don't have small snouts. Right? So like that bat, it looks like a dog almost, right? Like look at how long those snouts are. No, obviously some bats have flatter faces, but bats literally do look like flying rats. Like that's what they look like. So Like, this looks like a little puppy dog. It looks like a little dog with wings, you know? Some of them are even called flying foxes. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the snout. Maybe I can change the shape a little bit. Like, that makes it look more like the pictures that we saw because it's got a more bulbous head shape. Actually, maybe that is a little bit better. But I think I'll just keep it the way I had it before. Maybe. Actually, this one is pretty good as well. Now, how do I do the nose? See, now if I were to do that kind of head shape, I probably would just get rid of the tooth because the tooth ends up looking weird on this drawing. I think I'll keep it like that. I like that one. Looks great regardless. Thank you. I like the albino only. The problem was the fang blended in. Yeah. The problem with making something all white, too, in this color palette is that I don't have a way of doing highlights, so it makes the art look flatter. Which is okay, I guess, but they're basically flying rats anyway, yeah. To me, it doesn't look like a tooth. It looks more like the head is disembodied and the white is a neck bone. Bats and rats have the same head. Hard to tell apart without wings. Yeah, it does depend on the kind of bat. Bat is rat with wing. Vampire bats look freaky. You gotta accept stuff's not gonna fit in everybody's expectation too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I appreciate the suggestions for sure, but as the creator of Alchemortis, I reserve the right to veto suggestions. And by golly, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we've got the bat head. Fruit bats are puppies with wings, yeah. Bats are kind of cute. Kind of makes me wish they were domesticated so you could just have a little bat flying around your house. Oh my gosh, imagine the mess though. Imagine the mess. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take what I did for the banshees, the banshee head, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this, and we're gonna put that inside of the bat head here. And then we gotta come up with a different ability for the banshee head. Dang, cat was digging to China in the litter box. It's like 5 minutes of digging. What are you doing, cat? It's not a sandbox. Anyway. So banshee head. Right. So we got to get rid of this and the banshee head. We got to add a new ability for the banshee head. Maybe banshee head. Do I have any projecting echo on the player side? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe the banshee head can project echo. So we're dealing with 2 echo things here. A bell. I already have a bell card if that's what you're suggesting. I do have a bell card already. So let me do this before I forget. Bat head. Flavor text. So this is alchemical reagent. And then the banshee head, we will make this a ritual And relic. No, maybe not relic. Maybe we'll just make it a ritual card. Okay. So we've got the bat head. Let me look at, make sure this bat head. Let's do turn cooldown 7. Turn cooldown doesn't necessarily matter here, but okay, I think that's fine. Let's see what it looks like in game. I don't really need to test the ability because I already know that that works. Excellent. Okay, so now we got to come up with Banshee Head. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do var project echo is equal to, can I just do ability builder dot project ability configure? We're going to project echo. So ability builder dot echo, and then we're going to do query target provider. Query directions is equal to board inventory component, query directions right edge. Now, did I actually implement right edge in here anywhere? I guess I didn't. I'm just adding, so I have all the flags for these things, but I haven't implemented some of them yet. So right edge has not been implemented, which means that I need to go into here. Query directions has flag right edge. We're going to do get cells in column, standalone cells, union with right edge cells except occupied cells. Okay. And then left edge, right edge, get cells in column, right edge cells. Okay. So that should basically be done. I think that should work. So let's take a look at the Banshee here. We might add another ability to the Banshee as well. Oops. Forgot to add the ability. It got dark here all of a sudden. It was not supposed to snow today. What the heck? Oh, the snow sucks. Anyway. Projects to allied cards on the right edge of the board. Echo. So that's going to be interesting because I can do this, I can do that, and then I can do boom. And that's projecting there. And then projecting there. Very cool. Okay, I think that's good. So maybe we'll add another ability to this. Hello, @4zik. Welcome, welcome. So what other ability could we add to the Banshee head here? Oh, also I need to change... Oh no, I think I updated it. Banshee head. Maybe I'll give this a higher turn cooldown though. So we need maybe another ability for that Banshee head there. Let me think. Do we want to give it just like some damage? We could give it some kind of debuff or buff. We're not really using true damage that much. Maybe we could do that. Just do that. I don't have a whole lot of true damage in the game. So true damage is just damage that bypasses shields. Yeah, that should work. Cool. It took a while yesterday, and I think I'm going to make my game with Unreal. The visual scripting system might be better intro to programming for me. Also, the 4 is an A. So, pronounced like ataxic. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I gotcha. Maybe 1 damage per card with Echo to the right of it. Yeah, we could make it scale with Echo in some way, maybe. The problem is, it's projecting Echo to those cards. So by the time this card executes, those cards may not have Echo. So it's kind of like a weird timing issue. But what I could do... Yeah, I don't know. That would be a hard one to do, I think. I just thought of something else I want to do. Add hotkey for alchemy drawer. Anyway, I think I'm fine with that for now. Yeah, I think I'm fine with all that for now. Okay. Well, there we go. So I still need to add flavor text for those things. That is done. Okay. Give me just 3-minute break. I'll be right back and we'll continue on. I wonder if I should start playing around with updating these map node tooltips. Show effect more nicely with icons. Maybe I'll play around with this. I think I could probably use the ability icons that I already have. But yeah, we'll have to check that out. Maybe I'll just play around with that because this is something that I want to do. I want to make the map nodes look a little bit nicer. The map node tooltips look a little bit nicer generally. And especially since they can have like positive and negative effects. I definitely want to... Yeah, I definitely just want to get that looking a little bit nicer. So we'll play around with this a little bit, I think. And then, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'll be right back in 3 minutes and then we will continue on. Okay, I'm back. Kind of back. I forgot to refill my drink, actually. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, okay. Alright. Goodness gracious. Kill to have a coffee right now. Yeah, there's nothing like having coffee during the middle of a snowstorm, all nice and cozy in my office working on games. It's very, very nice. What a time to be alive, right? Just, you know, a couple hundred years ago, I would have been out in the snow gathering firewood for my stove to keep the house warm with no source of lighting, no source of entertainment, just huddled and cold, getting through my food stores for the winter. And now I eat McDonald's and sit at a computer in the warmth of my home. Gotta love it. Sounds great. Stupid nice-ish, but cold weather. Oh, yeah, right. I'm about to go on a walk. It's so nice. Oh, very nice. Yeah. I would not go walking right now where I am. It's super windy and snowy, but yeah, it is nice. Slightly going mad from the moldy yield from the fields, yeah. Don't need to stomp me anymore. What does that mean? Okay, anyway, let's see if we could do some map node tooltip updates. Map node tooltip. Okay. So I just don't like this whole layout, generally speaking. So we've got all these things. We've got this combat container. I do want to add the ability of the player to preview the combat board as well. The enemy combat board. Got the booster label, map node effects label. Okay. All right, so there's a lot of stuff to do here. We've got the tier label. Checkpoint is vacant. Let me do something here. Theme, type variation, not bold label. Header label. Change that. We got the notoriety penalty here. This is actually, it's not super important, but this is a whole integer now. So, and we have the map node effects label. So this one is going to be a little bit, this is the one that I mainly want to change, but I wonder if there's an opportunity to make these better as well. Yeah, I don't know. You'd be inventing tic-tac-toe, yeah. While you're living the life, I'm coffeeless in 500-degree humid environment. Oof. Yeah, humid is not fun. We get it all where I live, though. It gets really hot and humid and really cold and freezing. So I kind of get a little bit of everything here. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. So we've got the health, we've got the reward. Well, we could just focus on the map node effects label, I suppose. That's the main thing that I wanted to address, but I think this tooltip could just be generally improved. Problem is, I'm not very good with like UI, UX design, so it's a little bit hard. But we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Let's see. So maybe we'll just focus on this map node effects label first. So let me see how this is being used. Map node effects label. So this is just getting the descriptions, but I think map node effects to affect context is blessing. What is this? Positive map node effect, negative map node effect is blessing. I don't know if I need that anymore, so I might have to make a bunch of changes to this. But let me do this. So we have the ability label here. Got icon rect, rich text label, grid indicator, and spacer. Is this spacer used? Or is that just superfluous? I don't know. I guess I won't mess with that for now. So we got this ability label here. The question is, do I want to extend this ability label to work with... No, I probably don't want to. I'll just create a new... I'll duplicate this ability label and I'll just modify it for... that map node. So we'll do map node effect label, and we will move that. Let's move this to scenes UI map. Is that where the map node tooltip is? Show in file system. Yeah. So we can move that label, map node effect label, into map. So we move that. So now we've got the map node effect label. Map node effect label, we don't need these things, and we're obviously going to do a different script for it. But we've got these icons here. So we've got the ability, debuff, negative, and legendary. So maybe I'll just use the ability and negative here. So let's go ahead and do that. Scripts, map node effect label, game.ui.map, export, private texture 2D, positive effect icon, export, private texture 2D, negative effect icon. Then we'll do node, private texture rect, icon rect. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah. And then we got a node, private rich text label. Rich text label. Okay, so we've got the map node effect label now. So what I'm going to do is in my map node tooltip, we are going to get rid of this. And I'm going to put map node effects label here. This will do load as placeholder. And then in the map node effect label, I'll just change this to okay. So now we're going to probably want to do this. Public, let me see, map node tooltip, get grouped descriptions. So this is a map node effect is blessing. No, wait. Base map node effect is negative effect. Why am I using this is blessing? I don't understand this. Is blessing. Has modifier effects, has blessing effects. Okay. Maybe I'll just ignore that for now. I think that's something different. So that's when the trigger nodes affect it. But we have this is negative effect. I'm just wondering if I need this. Blessing effect here. I'll test it with the triggers specifically, but I think what I can do is maybe map node effect context. Maybe I'll just pass the whole context object. So the problem is this is flattening this all down into a string, but I probably just want to return the whole context object because that has data about whether the map node effect is positive or negative. But I am still going to need to do this get grouped description. So I think maybe what I could do, what would be the best way to do this? If I do map node effect context, context string grouped description, something like that. And then here, we're going to return group.first. Yeah, so we'll just return a tuple. So now this becomes, we get the context object that is associated with that map node effect, but then we also get the grouped description. So that way I don't need to do that logic in here. So then what I can do is I could do public void configure, and we'll take this map node effect context here, context as well as the string grouped description. Okay, so we'll just leave that as a stub for now. So when we get these grouped descriptions here, we don't want to do this group string here. So basically what I'm going to do now is in my map node tooltip, we're going to get this as a unique name, map node effect label. So we'll do this as an instance placeholder, map node effect label, map node effect label, placeholder. I'll call it placeholder just to be consistent. Okay, so we've got that. So now, when we update map node effects here, oh, I may need to, what is this called? Set map node, update map node effects. Oh no, that should be fine. Oh, you know what? One problem is that, shoot. This tooltip is not being created and recreated, it's just consistent, and I'm just toggling the visibility of things. So that means if I'm creating these map node effect placeholders, I'm gonna have to clear them. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and add I'll just go ahead and add another VBox container here. Map node effects. Change this theme override to be separation 8. So let's grab a reference to that as well. Private map node effect. Oh no, what am I doing? VBox container. Map node effects. So when I go in here, var child in map node effects dot get children of type map node effects label. We're going to do child remove child.queueFree. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we've got these grouped descriptions here. Get grouped map node effect descriptions. Create instance as map node effects label. Configure context group descriptions. We don't need to do add child here. And then we're going to do map node effects dot visible is equal to group descriptions dot count is greater than 0. That makes sense. And we don't need to do any of this. Okay, so inside the configure here, this is where we're going to set the text. So rich text label dot text is equal to grouped description. I probably want to do description utils dot highlight keywords there. And then we're going to do icon rect dot texture. Context map node effect is negative effect. Negative effect, positive effect. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll see if that works. When it comes to UI, just copycat someone else's good UI. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Hello, Pocket Pixie. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Hello, Defected. Welcome, welcome. Let's see if this works. It did not work. Oh, because I didn't set the icons. Oops. And also there's an issue here. Oh, this needs to be map node effects dot remove child. So I've discovered a little thing with UI. If you try to queue free a control node, because that happens in a deferred fashion, sometimes your layout, your container sizings can be off. So what I've found is that if you remove the child first and then queue free it, I mean, I guess I could just do free child or whatever, or just call .free and that would remove it immediately, but that makes me nervous too. So I just removed the child from the tree so it's no longer being used to calculate the bounding boxes of the control nodes and then queue free it afterwards. I just find that when you're updating the UI all in one step, if you have a child that's supposed to be removed but it's being queue freed, it can sometimes make the UI have a bad size or a bad state. So this is a little bit safer, I think. And what else? I need to update this map node effects label. So positive effects icon will use the ability indicator, negative effect, a negative ability indicator. So we configure those up and then we'll find one of these. Blood reward is increased by 3. Blood reward is increased by 3. So that looks good. I wonder why... No, that's fine. Notoriety penalty increased by 4. So that has a negative icon on it. Okay, let's try the trigger nodes. So we'll see what that does. Okay, an additional card can be enchanted, an additional card can be enchanted. If I go here, that should trigger an Inquisition Blessing here. Sell these. Goodbye. Start combat with half health. So that is a negative effect, which I don't know why that's not being labeled as such. Map node effect context. Negative map effect. Reduced health. So I just didn't put public override bool is negative effect to true. So I guess I should probably make sure that that's true of everything. Yeah. Is negative effect true? So I just didn't update these ones, I think. That one is true. That one is true. That one is true. And that one is true. Okay. So I just didn't update those properly. Okay. So we'll go here. All revealed nodes will be hidden by Fog of War. So that VBox container actually is there's too much space there. So let's go to this VBox container. This map node effects VBox container. This separation should probably be something like 2. Maybe the separation should be 0. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, well that's already looking a little bit nicer, I think. I wonder if I can do, let's see, this title container. Where is the tier label? Oh, the tier label is here. Let me reorient this a little bit. We got the title container here. We'll put the tier label there, but I'm going to group this under another VBox container. Put these under here. And then this VBox container here, we're going to do theme overrides constant separation 0. We'll bring that tier right up on there. And then this title container. Yeah, then maybe that's fine. Let's see. Just do some light reworking here. I think I also want to redo the art for it as well. Just give it a little bit more breathing room, I suppose. Tier 1. Okay. I think that looks all right. Let's try to get some beefy tooltip content here. We'll just go here. Grants an eyeball card. Oh, that has to be right. I think this is looking better though. Grants a eyeball card. Blood reward is increased by 3. One allied card will be exhausted when combat starts. Oh, it exhausted my Banshee head. Eyeball! Nice. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better. I think the main thing now is I just want to figure out a different way of displaying the combat data here. But one thing that I want to try as well. So I think this is looking good. So I'll commit this. Add icons for negative and positive map node effects. So that's working really well. I like that. But I do want to take a look at that panel. And maybe I can do something a little bit different. Because a lot of my UI is not like thematically consistent, so panel. Yeah, so this panel here, I think I want to update that. So if I go to my open file, assets, UI, panel.asprite, let's just try something a little bit different here. Okay. So I'm going to make this look more like the pillars that I'm using elsewhere. So we'll do that. Make this thicker. Okay. Let me do this in a more sensible way. Okay, so now let me look at my drawer UI. Yeah, so we want to do... I can put this here. Something like that. Just get the shape down a little bit and then okay. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we can just improve the shape of these things a little bit. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. So how does this compare to this? Is this going to use the same? Well, we'll see. I'm probably going to have to change that. I definitely think that looks cleaner, but I'm going to have to update the theme, I think. Panel. Style box texture. Huh? That's not right. Nope, that's not right either. I gotta come in and change this stuff. Okay. Edit region. Right, so this, oops. Pixel snap. Okay. Just bring that in. And then the tile, where's the tiling? Texture margins, expand margins, axis stretch, tile, tile. Content margins, okay. Let's just take a gander at how that looks. I think it's a little bit cleaner. It looks a little bit more thematically appropriate. Might change it depending on how it looks in game, but... Oh no, that looks dope. Yeah, that looks clean. It doesn't need to be super ornate like these ones, because it's just a tooltip. But I think it matches, it's more thematically close to what I've got. Just kind of looks like a stone border or something. Yeah, I think that looks much cleaner than the other one. And what I could do is I could borrow ideas from the card inspector here, which I actually don't like this card inspector UI anymore. I'm using like much thicker pillars on this inventory UI here versus the card, which uses thinner pillars. And I think that this card inspector, I mean, I had to think about this too, because there's not really a reason to bring up this card inspector anymore, except like you can see the grid indicator here, you can see what the tags are, and you can see ability explanations. So maybe it still serves a purpose, but oh yeah, those tooltips look much cleaner. I like that. Yep. I may even reduce the amount of highlighting that's being done here. Just kind of make it a little bit less noisy, I guess. So we'll just remove some stuff. That may not have the effect I'm looking for, but let's see. Yeah, I think maybe what I should do actually is... Let me just revisit this a little bit. Create big stretches of no highlighting. That may look even cleaner, and then I can also do stuff like put little notches on the side that's usually highlighted. Okay, let me just see what that looks like. No, I think I liked it the way it was better. Undo. Yeah, okay. Well, it was a worthy experiment, but that's fine. Okay, so that looks good. What was I going to do? There was something else I was going to do here. Got sidetracked, I guess. But I like that panel a lot better. So what was I going to do? I feel like I got sidetracked and then I forgot what I was going to do. So yeah, I do want to update this at some point, but not for the playtest. Oh, one thing that I do want to do is check the scroll. Well, I'm not working on these tooltips right now, but one thing at a time, I guess. So I still think the map tooltip has room for improvement, specifically when it comes to showing the combat encounter. Also, the start node can be transformed by obelisks. We don't want to have that happen. Go here. Grants an eyeball card, notoriety penalty increased by 3. Why do I feel like that notoriety penalty is not increasing that? Guess we'll look at that later. So wait, if I go here, it should be 17. Oh, maybe that was correct. Or maybe that's not even working. I don't know. Notoriety penalty increased by 3. Yeah, that doesn't seem right to me. I guess that's not working. Okay, I'll write that down as well. Notoriety penalty from blessing / trigger system appears not to be working. Well, I think the map tooltip has been improved. The big thing that I want to figure out is what do I do with the combat here? I don't really like this layout. So the combat, I need to show what cards are on the enemy combat board. And I also need to show what the health of the combat board is and what the blood reward of the combat board is. So right now I'm basically just getting the names of all the cards and their tiers and I'm putting them in that tooltip there. And this is not necessarily such a problem in this case, but I just don't think it looks that great. Also, if I go to my project settings and I basically just disable the fog of war here. So if I go to my, where is that? Oh, don't tell me I got rid of it. Debug fog reveal radius. The kind of annoying thing about this project settings approach is that I think if you click this reset button, it removes it from the project settings. I don't know why it does that, but anyway, so if I reveal the whole map and I go to one of the later combats, the tooltip starts to look not so nice. So like that. That one's actually a big card. It's got a lot of fire arrows, jeepers. So yeah, I think that just, yeah, I need to figure out a way to improve that, but I think the tooltip is looking better, generally speaking. made some minor tweaks to it, which I think had a positive impact on it. So anyway, one thing I want to do also is increase player light radius in shader. That's something that I've been wanting to do as well. This to-do list keeps growing instead of getting smaller. Okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to mark that one as done because I did accomplish that narrow objective. I don't know if changing the combat display is that important, but I'll just put that as a backlog item. I don't think that needs to be addressed for the playtest necessarily. I would like to fix that at some point, but we gotta stay narrowly focused on what needs to be done for the playtest. Anyway, I think that's looking good. All right. Anyway, we're approaching 2 hours here, so I'm going to end the stream there. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. Always appreciated. And yeah, if you're interested, you can wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. So I'd appreciate it if you would do that. And yeah, you can check out the Patreon. Again, we're doing a play test later this month. So you have to be an active subscriber of the Patreon to get early access to the playtest. And if you're not a subscriber to Patreon, then the public playtest will be available for everyone a week after the Patreon early access one. So that's just a little bonus for supporting on Patreon. So check that out if you're interested. You can join the Discord as well to come and hang out, say hi to everybody. There will be no bonus stream this afternoon, and I won't be streaming tomorrow. So I will see you all back here on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.